What's good, guys? I woke up from a nightmare, man. Big nightmare, bro. Roosevelt was fucking champion, bro. I can't believe I'm saying this right now. And maybe it's expected from many of you guys, but Sean lost. Alexa Grasso lost. Expected she didn't have the takedown defense. Daniel Zellhuber, my lock of the week, lost. And Yasmin lost. But the 6 best bets hit, guys, other than the lock of the week and Sugar Sean O'Malley. 4 out of the, including the 5 of the sprinkle, over 4.5 hit. Ignacio Bahamondes saved me. I should have locked him as lock of the week. But Zellhuber is a dog, man. He dropped Esteban, but that third round was round of the year, guys. So, bad lock of the week, but we make it up. You guys will get a way better lock of the week for UFC Paris, guys. So, without further ado, 60% accuracy on my picks, guys. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But we will do better. We bounce back. So, let's get it. UFC Paris, guys. Without further ado, we're going to break it down. UFC Moicano versus Saint-Denis. We're going to break down this entire card, starting with the early prelims, ending with the main event. We got a lot of fights on this card, guys. More than the Sphere. Should be more exciting than the Sphere. Actually, I don't know if it'll be more exciting than the Sphere. I don't think it will. The Sphere was actually really fun, other than the 2 main events. Daniel Zellhuber versus Esteban Ribovics was an amazing fight, bro. One of my favorite fights I've ever seen. Let's go. Nora Cornolle versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Jacqueline Cavalcanti just fought 2 weeks ago, guys, in 5 days. 2 weeks and 5 days ago against Jousset Nunes. Beat her, decision split. Nora Cornolle, her last win was 5 months ago against Melissa Mullins by KO. Honestly, when I talk about this fight, guys, Jocelyn Edwards, unanimous decision. She's very new to the UFC. Nora. A girl like Jacqueline is what I want to see. An LFA, a girl who comes from LFA, had a successful UFC debut against Zara, and then beat Jousset Nunes by split decision. I like to see that, guys, because when you beat Jousset Nunes, it tells me where you're at in the division. A girl like Chelsea Chandler couldn't beat someone like, a girl like Chelsea Chandler couldn't beat someone like Jousset Nunes. Well, she did. Oh, excuse me, guys. Let me just make sure on that, guys. We're already off to a weird start, guys. All right, let me just take Jousset Nunes, guys. Oh, she lost to Jousset. Okay, that's what I was going to say. I got confused. Chelsea Chandler beat her. Jousset Nunes tells me where you're at in the division. And I like a girl like the Nightmare, Jacqueline Cavalcanti, to win this fight, guys. I know it's for UFC Paris. This is for UFC France. The odds aren't up yet on my bookie, but majority of Tapology's going Cornolle, maybe because she's the hometown favorite, guys. I'm going to go Cavalcanti to win this fight, guys, by unanimous decision. I think she's the better striker. I think she has very good takedown defense. The only thing is, though, when you're in the France and your hometown advantage, we know that the crowd sometimes help. But Mexico didn't do that good last week, so we'll be surprised if... I think France will have a lot of success. They had a lot of success last year and the year before that. They always have a lot of success and a lot of people winning on their fights. But I'm going to go Jacqueline Cavalcanti. I guess the short notice is what a lot of people are scared of. I'm going to go Jacqueline Cavalcanti to win this fight by unanimous decision. She's more active. She's a way better striker. And she's more better looking. Not only is she better looking, but she's better for the division, guys. We need a girl like Cavalcanti to win this fight. She's a younger fighter, 27 years old. I'm tired of these old, people like Valentina Shevchenko winning and retaining their belt just because they can't stand and bang, or they are no longer elite, so they have to be forced to wrestle. So give me Jacqueline Cavalcanti to win this fight, guys, by 29-28, unanimous decision, guys. It's going to be a hard-fought fight, but give me Portugal to upset France to win this fight. Nora is a beast, though, guys, so don't overlook Nora. These are the early predictions, so be aware. Ľudovít Klein versus Roosevelt Roberts. When we look at this fight, guys, Roosevelt Roberts is a sacrificial lamb getting fed to the devil. Roosevelt Roberts, bro, has gotten knocked out by Ignacio Bahamondes. KO. Crazy KO. By the way, Tapology got a nice update. They got a really nice update. Wheel kick KO, guys, but that was in 2021, August 21st. So that's actually crazy. August 21st, 2021. What were you guys doing on that day? Mateus Rebecki's lost, and he lost to Austin Hubbard, guys. He's going to lose to Ľudovít Klein, guys. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Ľudovít Klein is a massive favorite already, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if Ľudovít Klein is a minus 400 now that we speak by fight day. Ľudovít Klein has very notable wins. He went to a draw with Jai Herbert, which is not bad because we know Jai Herbert is still ranking, getting a lot of good wins. He's beat Ignacio Bahamondes. Very, very good win, in my opinion. A lot of people were saying that Ignacio Bahamondes didn't look that good against a guy who was smaller than him, Ľudovít Klein. But Ľudovít Klein is a dog, man. and that guy's a problem for anybody. He's a beast, and he just keeps on going. His win against AJ Cunningham, front kick, that was nice. But what impressed me the most was his win against Ignacio Bahamondes and Thiago Moises. Because we know Thiago Moises is that guy. He went 4 rounds with Islam Makhachev before he got submitted. And Thiago Moises is very good in his division. So, in the lightweight division, I think Roosevelt Roberts is ready to get sacrificed, guys, by KO. 5'7" to 6'2", 72-inch reach to 73. Everybody's going to be taking Ľudovít Klein. I'm going to be taking Ľudovít Klein as well. And I'm going to take Ľudovít Klein by first or second round KO, guys. I think he's going to be able to do it, and I think he's going to be able to KO the Predator in the second round, guys. Preferably in the second round. The only thing is he's 5'7" and 72-inch reach, so he's very short for the lightweight division, guys. But with being short, you know, I guess you have more of a lower center of gravity, and you can pack more of a punch and generate more power from bottom. I can definitely see a brutal finish, guys. Roosevelt Roberts, every time he gets finished, guys, it's very brutal. But don't let everybody just jumping on KO means you jump on KO. Take the double chance. I'm going to take Ľudovít Klein by KO or decision, guys, because we know anything is possible in this fight. And just because Roosevelt Roberts has been finished time and time again doesn't mean he gets finished this time. But with that being said, give me Ľudovít Klein by second round KO. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Bolaji Oki versus Chris Duncan. I was watching Angelo break down this fight, guys, because I just needed to study. I needed to hear somebody talk about this fight. I don't care who it is. I just need to hear somebody yap about this fight. And when I was hearing this fight, guys, Chris Duncan, the problem, has a very good jab, but Bolaji Oki is from Belgium. So you know he's going to be the hotel crowd. 28 years old to 31 years old. 155, one of my favorite divisions. 5'10 to 5'10. 73-inch reach to 71.5. Majority Tapology has Oki to win by KO. A lot of people were saying that the jab of Chris Duncan could be a problem for a guy like Bolaji. Me personally, though, I know he's fairly new to the UFC as well. He comes from Dana White Contender Series. Over Dylan Salvador, he KO'd him. And then he KO'd Timmy Kwamba, guys. When we look at this fight, guys, I don't think the jab has to be one of the determining factors from Chris Duncan. But if we can take that away from him, Manuel Torres, he lost by submission, rear naked choke after he took him down. And that was kind of a rude awakening. That was when we found out about Manuel Torres, when I found out about Manuel Torres. But I think I'm going to take Bolaji Oki to win this fight, guys. When I see everybody talk about this fight, they say the stand-up is on Chris Duncan. Chris Duncan is the underdog. A lot of people are on Bolaji. A lot of people are on Bolaji, guys. My bad. A lot of people are on Bolaji. I'm going to be one of those people on Bolaji, and I think he's going to win this fight. Not only do I think he's going to win this fight, I think he has the chance of finishing upside, but I'm going to go Oki to win this fight by unanimous decision. It would be nice if we could get a finish. It would be very nice if we could get a finish. My bad, guys. Somebody went into my room. But Chris Duncan, he's kind of hard to finish, guys. I know. Like, you can't just take anything like anybody says, right? You can't just go with what anybody says or blindly tail. But what I'm going to say is Bolaji Oki can win this fight by 29-28 unanimous decision. Maybe he loses the first round. I think he probably loses one round out of the 3. And if Chris Duncan is definitely going to set that jab, set the tone, he can definitely set the pace for this fight. If he wins the first round, I got Oki to win the second and third. So give me Oki to win this fight, guys, by 29-28, if not late finish, guys. Bolaji Oki for the win, guys. Let's go, Belgium. Let's go. It's going to be a good night for France, guys. Do you guys remember the last time we were in France? Last time we were in France, guys, Manet Farrat, Cyril Gane, everybody. Cyril Gane against Sergey Spivak. That was a nice card. A clean sweep. I clean sweep that card. That was the first card that I've ever clean sweeped. Ian Cutelaba versus Ivan Erslan. Ivan's a wrestler, a very hard wrestler. Comes from KSW. He's fought in many different organizations, but KSW is one of the organizations that he's fought the most in. He's going to be making his UFC debut to not this Saturday, but the next Saturday for UFC Paris. He goes against Ian Cutelaba, 17-10-1 for Ian Cutelaba. Terrible record, guys, when I see that. Moldova, though, for Ian Cutelaba, so you know he has to fight on this card. Against Croatia, 30 years old to 32 years old, 205 to 205, 6'1", 6'3", 75-inch reach to 74. Ian Cutelaba is a lot older than he looks. 30 years old, but in fight years, after he's gotten knocked out time and time again, has 4 losses, 1 win over Tanner Boser, ground and pound, bro. Tanner Boser's a bum. Like, bro, this guy should have 5 losses on his record. Honestly, Ryan Spann submission. Who loses to Ryan Spann? Johnny Walker. We're actually going to see Ryan Spann fight Ovince St. Peru. We're going to see that. Johnny Walker, he lost submission. Kennedy and Nzechukwu, Ovince St. Peru beat that guy. And Felipe Lins, he's lost. Come on, my brother. Come on. What's going on with Ian Cutelaba, man? Who remembers when Ian Cutelaba would paint himself green and come ready to fight? And then he, one of the notable fights of Ian Cutelaba is the one where he pretended to get hurt against Muhammad Ankalaev and they stopped the fight early. I thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was pretty funny, bro. Not only did I think that was pretty funny, but that was his best chance to beat a guy like Muhammad Ankalaev. Because now, he has no chance, guys. And now he's fucked. So give me Ivan, guys, to win this fight. He's going to be trying to take down Ian Cutelaba. The thing is, with a guy like Ian Cutelaba, he's going to start off fast. And if he's able to finish a guy like Ivan, he's going to finish him brutally, guys. I think somebody's definitely going to get finished in this fight. Ivan has gotten finished before. I think, though, I do believe, though, that Ivan is going to be able to take this fight down. And one takedown is all we need to see, guys. All you need is one takedown on Ian Cutelaba. And you're able to control him for the rest of the fight and win this fight. So give me Ivan to win this fight, guys, by vicious ground and pound. Vicious ground and pound. In the first or second round. I'm going to preferably go second round. Second round's my favorite. I like to go for second round props, and I like to go for a lot of second round finishes. Excuse me. So give me Ivan to win this fight in the second round. After completely controlling him in the first round, ground and pound, vicious ground and pound. It might be in the first round, but I'm going to go second round just to get fancy with it. Give me second round, ground and pound TKO over Ian Cutelaba and finish him brutally and get him cut from the UFC. Let's get it. That's actually going to be crazy, bro. Oumar Sy versus Dawoon Jung. Dawoon Jung is not that good. He is a tomato can from the tomato cans of all the tomato cans. They went to the grocery store. They looked for the worst tomato can, and they picked out Dawoon Jung. For a guy like Oumar Sy. Oumar Sy is undefeated prospect. Comes from KSW. We know a lot of people who come from KSW have a lot of recognition, guys. KSW is a good organization in that side of the world. France is a great, great place to be if you're an athlete, especially a combat athlete. 28 years old for Sy. 30 years old for Dawoon Jung. 206 to 205. 6'4 to 6'4. 83 inches to 78. I always like fights like this, bro. I always like fights like this, guys, because it shows where Oumar Sy is. We're slowly ranking him up in the division. He's making his UFC debut. Well, he already made his UFC debut against Toko. Submission rear naked choke, successful UFC debut. We're giving him a bunch of guys so that we can slowly build him up, slowly get a better hang of him, and slowly rise him up in the division. 3% of Tapology is going with Jung. Majority Tapology is going to go submission by Oumar Sy. I think I'm going to jump with Majority Tapology as well. But this could be a KO or submission. I fairly like to go double chance. I don't like to play that game where I try to choose one. Because we saw with Raul Rosas Jr. when we said submission, submission, submission. He won by decision. And he looked terrible and lost the second round. So we know that nothing is guaranteed in this fight game. 83-inch reach is going to be the longer fighter, taller fighter, younger fighter, faster fighter. He's going to be a way better boxer than this guy. And I think he has a chance to knock him out as well. So I'm going to go Oumar Sy by KO inside the first or second round if I have to choose one. But you know me, guys. I like the double chance. I'm going to go by KO or submission, guys. And I think he finishes the fight inside the distance, guys. A guy like Dawoon Jung, guys, is just getting paid to lose. He's just collecting checks, guys, just to lose in the light heavyweight division. We know light heavyweight's very shallow, so we need a lot of guys who are trash in the light heavyweight division. Give me Oumar Sy to finish this fight inside the distance. Let's get it. Daniel Barez versus Victor Altamirano. El Magnifico versus Daniel Barez. Guys, El Magnifico is not doing that good. He's not doing that magnificent, as his nickname would say. Tim Elliott, he's lost. Tim Elliott, bro. Felipe Dos Santos, he lost by split decision. That's fine. And then Carlos Hernandez, he's lost by split decision. He loves to lose a split decision. Daniel Barez, his last loss comes to Jafel Filo. Submission triangle choke. I think Jafel Filo is better than anybody that has beaten Victor Altamirano. I think Jafel Filo would beat a guy like Victor as well. Spain versus Mexico. 35 years old to 33. 125 to 125. 5'6 to 5'8. 66-inch reach to 70. 70-inch reach is a pretty long inch reach for flyweight. Majority top Bolaji thinks this fight goes the distance. I think this fight goes the distance. And to cut things short and sweet, guys, I'm going to go Victor Altamirano El Magnifico to go by and win this fight by 29-28 unanimous decision. I think the takedown defense is not that good on Daniel Barez. Not only is the takedown defense not that good, but his echelon of divisions that he's fought, guys. Like, what organization is UWC? Like, I don't know what organization is that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it's a very famous organization in the side of Spain. And maybe it doesn't matter what organization you come, because it just matters about the opponent that you're fighting and whether you're better than him or not. I think Victor Altamirano is definitely going to try to mix in this fight. He's going to try to mix in some takedowns. He's going to have a lot of success in the striking department too, since he has a longer reach. We know that he's the younger fighter by 2 years though. In the fight game, especially in the flyweight division, that makes a big difference. So I'm going to go Victor to win this fight, guys, by unanimous decision after getting some takedowns in between rounds. So give me Victor Altamirano to win this fight, guys, by unanimous decision. Let's get it. Bro, his last name is like a tongue twister, bro. Ailín Pérez versus Darya Zheleznyakova. God, bro. Zheleznyakova versus Ailín Pérez. Pérez is 10-2-0 inside of her pro MMA record. She lost to Stephanie Edgar by submission, rear naked choke 2 years ago. That's fine. She's been in the UFC for a long time. And Darya's last loss is by ground and pound KO. Vicious, bro. Vicious. If you saw that, guys, that was actually pretty bad. She made her UFC debut successfully 5 months and 2 weeks ago against Nassourdine, but we know that she did get taken down. You could say that fight was a robbery. Me personally, I think that fight was a robbery. She trains at MMA Factory versus the Goat Shed. 66-inch reach. Her reach isn't discrepant yet. It's not here yet. 5'5" to 5'9". She's going to be the taller fighter. I think she's going to have the longer reach. The only thing is her takedown defense is not there. In my opinion, her most recent fight that she won, she got taken down a lot. And she didn't look that good. We know Las Vegas doesn't like takedowns, so they gave the robbery to her, and she won that fight. I think Ailín Pérez is going to be able to win this fight, guys. She's going to be able to get a head and arm throw. She's going to be able to take her opponent down to the ground and beat a girl like Darya Zheleznyakova. When we look at Zheleznyakova, though, she's the taller fighter. She's going to give a lot of problems for Ailín Pérez at the start. She's going to be the longer. She might have some teeps to the body, and she might be able to keep the distance on a girl like Ailín Pérez. But if Ailín Pérez, who's number 16 in the bantamweight division, can get a win over a girl like Darya, she can definitely crack into the top 15 of the bantamweight division. In my opinion, bantamweight division is getting really stacked, guys. Norma Dumont's in that division. A lot of people are in that division that are very good, and it's getting way better than it was 10 years ago or 5 years ago or 3 years ago when Amanda Nunes was reigning that division. Perez, guys, majority topology has Perez to win this fight by unanimous decision. I like Perez by submission or unanimous decision. I think Perez is a finisher, guys. Not only is she a finisher, guys. I mean, I can't say that because she's won by decision over and over again. But prior to her last 3 decisions, guys, she has some finishes in another organization, of course. But she does have some finishes. She's known for getting some finishes. She can KO. She has that tendency, that urgency to keep going, to keep pushing. So give me Ailín Pérez, guys, to win this fight by submission or decision. 29-28, guys. 30-27 and 29-28 against Darya. Darya, the Iron Lady, is going to have a rude awakening, guys, when she doesn't have her takedown defense. We know a lot of these girls don't practice a lot of takedown defense at all. And in order to make this division better, guys, we need a lot of people to have better takedown defense. A lot of people to have way better takedown defense. Let's go. So give me Ailín Pérez to win that fight. Morgan Charriere versus Gabriel Miranda, guys. This guy's mustache is like very swirly. Gabriel Miranda is a submission specialist. He's a submission specialist. One of the best submission specialists. One of the best BJJ. He comes from Brazil. His name is Gabriel, guys. What do you expect? Every time you hear Gabriel in Brazil, you know that BJJ is crazy. Morgan Charriere, the last pirate. 19-10-1, terrible record, bro. That record is trash, especially if you're 28 years old. But we know Morgan Charriere is a lot better than his record speaks. So you can't just look at paper. You can't just look at people fighting and think, oh, his record is bad, let me choose the guy with the better record. Nope. Morgan Charriere has faced way tougher competition. has faced the top echelon of the UFC, and has faced a guy like Chepe Mariscal, who's probably better than anybody that Gabriel Miranda has faced. Gabriel Miranda is very new to the UFC, guys. He lost to Benoit Saint-Denis by KO, who's fighting in the main event, who we will talk about later on. But his most recent win against Shane Young was a very impressive submission rear naked choke inside the first round, I believe. Let me make sure that was in the first round, because it tells us a lot if it was. Shane Young rear naked choke, round 1. Yep, 59 seconds into round 1. Very impressive submission. Morgan Charriere has very good boxing, fundamental boxing, good leg kicks, good over-the-top counters, and he's more of a counter striker. He lost his fight against Chepe Mariscal because he was able to get taken down, and it was a split decision. Many people give that fight to Morgan. My bad, guys, bro. Especially in September, October, December, this is where I get the worst allergies. So you guys are going to see me fall apart. Especially that Merab and Bilal are champ, bro. I can't do this no more. All right, Morgan Charriere last lost his fight against Chepe Mariscal. I hate that, bro, because Chepe didn't need to. In my opinion, he didn't win that fight, and he lost blatantly. Ruined one of my parlays, and maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm very biased. So don't take what I say into that much consideration. But from what I feel Morgan Charriere won that fight. Doesn't matter. Let's look at his last 4. Last 4 KO body kicks, successful UFC debut. Diego Silva knocked him out. Pedro Sousa knocked him out, doctor stoppage. He didn't knock him out, doctor stoppage. Daniel Barezan, decision split. Dude, whenever I see this guy like Morgan Charriere, he's a problem. He's a problem for anybody. Has a very good KO finishing upside. And a guy like Gabriel Miranda is going to need to take this fight to the ground. If he's not able to take this fight to the ground, he's going to look terrible, guys. 145 featherweight division, 28 years old to 34 years old. 5'8 to 5'11, 69-inch reach to 71. Gabriel Miranda has a longer reach. He's probably going to be able to get him over. He's probably going to be able to hold him against the fence. He's probably going to be able to maybe try to take him down. But Morgan Charriere, the last Pirate, has some of the best takedown defense I've ever seen. He's one of my favorite fighters, guys. After his fight against Chepe Mariscal, bro, I was like, holy shit. I gotta watch this guy. Team Cavalcanti. I love his gym, bro. Against Astra Fight Team. Majority Tapology has Morgan Charriere to finish this fight inside the distance. If you're going Gabriel Miranda, go Gabriel Miranda by submission. I'm going to go Morgan Charriere, guys, and I'm going to go to win this fight in the second or third round. Me, personally, I think it's going to be a third round or second round TKO. I don't see it happening in the first round. It could happen in the first round. You know, UFC Paris, the crowd's going crazy, and everybody's going to be excited for this fight. Though, with all that being said, guys, I think Morgan Charriere is going to be the favorite. I think he's going to be a big favorite, like minus 250. And I'm going to take Morgan Charriere to win this fight, guys. I'm not going over odds that much this fight card because the odds aren't that. The odds are up, but if the odds are up on certain fights, I'll go over them a little here and there, but they do tend to fluctuate, and they do tend to change, and they do tend to persuade you. So I don't want to look at the odds right now. I just want to choose who I want to choose. And then the next newly updated predictions, we're going to look at the odds, and we're going to look at everything. Kevin Jousset versus Bryan battle. For some reason, I thought Kevin Jousset and Ľudovít Klein were the same person, but they're not. I don't know why. I'm a casual. I don't know why I thought that. Bryan battle, the Butcher, versus Kevin Jousset. 10-2-0 for Kevin Jousset, number 56 in the world in welterweight, number 32 in the world for Bryan battle. This is what I've been paying attention to the most, where you're ranked inside the entire division. I like that. Kenan Song, he beat Crosby, submission, Kit Campbell, Precious Furgano split in Hex. See, Hex, I know what organization that is. Bryan battle had a no contest against Angelosa. Angelosa is one of the worst fighters I've ever seen in the UFC, guys. I think Angelosa should be cut for having one of those performances that he had against Bryan battle, where he pretends like he got his, where he actually did get his eye poked, but he ends up saying that he can't see no more, gets out the fight gets called a no contest, and then he says, oh, I kill you. He did all that talking, guys, just to lose, guys. A guy like Bryan battle, I like watching him fight. And Angelosa lost his last fight too, so I'm glad Angelosa lost. Yeah, Gabriel Bonfim, I'm glad Angelosa lost. Thankfully, Angelosa lost it, and hopefully Angelosa can get cut from the UFC, guys. Bryan Battle, one of the most elite fighters in the welterweight division, versus America versus France, 31 years old to 30. Bryan Battle comes from tough. 170, 170, 6'2 to 6'1, 75-inch reach to 77. Bryan Battle, one of his notable losses was to Renat Fakardinov. He got control for 15 minutes. 15 minutes there. Bro, I was like, oh my God, bro, you can't get up. Like, you can't just get up. But obviously, like, these guys like Renat, these guys like Marab, these guys like Bilal, they have a special skill to them that is just hugging nuts. And it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's perfect because it works. It's mixed martial arts. It works for them, and it gets the job done. But with all that being said, guys, Bryan Battle has learned from that loss. Not only has he learned from that loss was 1 year and 8 months ago, and I think he's going to beat a guy like Kevin Jousset. I wouldn't be surprised if the odds are very close for this fight, but if you really know Bryan Battle, and if you know, a guy like Bryan Battle, guys, is supposed to be ranked, if not higher, in the welterweight division, guys. That no contest to Angelosa really put him behind, and it sucks that people like Angelosa still get a paycheck after putting a performance like that. It's very embarrassing, and guys like Angelosa who are not ready to fight and are ready to just take a no contest should not be in the UFC anymore. Let me know what you guys think about that fight, about that take. Maybe it's not a popular take. Majority of Tapology is going Bryan Battle by decision. I'm going to go Bryan Battle by decision as well. If you have Kevin Jousset, it wouldn't be bad to sprinkle a KO, although Bryan Battle has never been finished, guys, before. His loss, obviously he has one loss in the UFC, and then he has one loss by armbar, so he has been finished by armbar, but he's never been finished by KO. I don't think Kevin Jousset's going to be able to knock him out. Kevin Jousset can definitely get maybe like a weird decision. Like, let's say this goes to split decision, and France is on the side, and he wins 1 and 3. Against Bryan Battle, he could get a split decision. So if I'm going to take one of these guys to win this fight, I'm going to take one of these guys to win by unanimous decision. Or if not split, I'm going to get Bryan Battle, the Butcher, to win this fight by 29-28 unanimous decision. After mixing in some takedowns and dominating on the feet, I think he looked amazing against Angelosa, and Angelosa was scared. Me personally, when I see a guy like Angelosa get whooped badly in the first round, and then they complain about an eye poke and it gets called a no contest, I want to see that again. We know we saw that with Bilal and Leon Edwards, and it changed. So maybe if this was an alternate reality, I don't think so, Bryan Battle would show like him slowing down. I think Bryan Battle was going to win that fight, notably, and I think he would have been ranked higher if he won that fight. So this fight right here is a very important fight for him. He needs to win this fight. If he doesn't win this fight, guys, he's going to be taking back a big step. So give me Bryan Battle to win this fight by 29-28 unanimous decision. That fight's going to be sick, bro. That fight's going to be sick. Nassourdine Imavov versus Brendan Allen. When we look at this fight, guys, 14-4-0 for Nassourdine Imavov, 24-5-0 for Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen, we should add 20. We should add 25. Not 24, wins 25 because he beat Marvin Vettori in Las Vegas. He hit him with a and then he went and then he went He hit Marvin Vettori with the same shot 3 times, bro. Like some Cody Garbrandt, TJ Dillashaw type shit. Nassourdine Imavov, 14-4-0. No contest against Chris Curtis. This is what I'm talking about, bro. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say anything about that. It was actual clash of heads, and Chris Curtis wasn't able to compete no more. But I hate no contest. I think it slows down the division, and it slows down your momentum by a lot. Who knows where Nassourdine Imavov would have been if he didn't have that no contest against Chris Curtis. His loss to Sean Strickland was fair, although it was short notice and it was at a catch weight at like 205 pounds, and Strickland still had to cut to 205, so Strickland came in heavy, almost as heavy as like 220, 215 that fight, and he just bullied Nassourdine Imavov and whooped him bad. Covington, Louisiana versus France, 28 years old to 28, 185 to 186. 6'3 to 6'2, 75-inch reach to 75. Killcliff FC versus MMA Factory. I think these guys have trained before, or they've been in the same exact gym, because I think they've been in MMA Extreme Couture. I'm not sure. I know these guys have, come across paths time and time again. These guys are like, it's like an inevitable fight that was waiting to happen. Brendan Allen, all in, has really made a change in his career. A big change. A phenomenal change in his career. Not only has he made a phenomenal change, bro, but he changed his style as well. He changed his style a lot. He used to be like a guy who would just go in there, get knocked out round 2, lose a decision in grappling, lose to Chris Curtis by punches and knees, and then he made a change for himself. Had more success in grappling, beat a guy like Sam Alvey, Jacob Malkoun, Cristo Jocko, Andrew Muniz, finished. A lot of finishes there. Submission preferably. Bruno Silva finished. Rear naked choke round 1. Paul Craig, rear naked choke round 3. Amazing win. Chris Curtis, decision split. And right here, he faces off against Nassourdine Imavov. His win over Chris Curtis was very phenomenal. Showed that he could go 5 rounds. I wish this fight was 5 rounds. I think if this fight was 5 rounds, it would favor a guy like Brendan Allen, because we know a guy like Roma Delizzi was able to take down Nassourdine Imavov in the 5th round after being gassed. Insanely gassed. Nassourdine Imavov won that fight fair and square, but he did look like he was slowing down. Jared Cannonier, you could say that was an early stoppage, but he was winning that fight, and he did look a lot better, and he paced himself a lot better. Majority Tapology has this fight to go the distance. It's 15 minutes. I wish this fight was a fight night. I wish this fight was a fight night that was 5 rounds, guys. We need these fights to be 5 rounds. These fights that are more important. I wish this was 5 rounds put on a different card. Nassourdine Imavov is minus 225. Brendan Allen is a plus 172. When I look at this fight, bro, I'm going to go Nassourdine Imavov, guys. I know Brendan Allen he's made a big change in his career. He's number 8, fighting number 6 in the world. But I think Shane Strickland still beats him. You know, you can say what you want to say about that. Maybe you think different. And styles make fights. But when I see who has gotten better, more phenomenal, who's more phenomenal in the striking department, who has more of a discrepancy, there's a big discrepancy in the takedowns. So if Brendan Allen can take a guy like Nassourdine Imavov down, he's definitely going to submit him. If he takes him down, takes his back, he's definitely going to submit him. If you have Brendan Allen, go Brendan Allen by submission. I'm going to go Nassourdine Imavov preferably. I think he can hurt him, but I don't think he can finish him. Brendan Allen has showed that he's tougher, has gotten way tougher over time. I've seen Brendan Allen fight since the beginning of his career, and I'm going to go Nassourdine Imavov. No biasism, no nothing, no biasism against America. But I think the France fighters are better athletes in the middleweight division. Not only are they better athletes, but they have way more better striking technique. He's way better. He's won 5 rounds before. I think he knows how to pace himself, and I think his takedown defense is phenomenal in the first 15 minutes. If this fight was 5 rounds, then I would favor a guy like Brendan Allen. You know, still being Brendan Allen has first-round submissions, second-round submissions, third-round submissions, so he could get one in the first 15 minutes. But I don't think it's as likely as if Nassourdine Imavov were to have 2 more rounds to go. He would fight a lot different. Right here, he gets to explode a little bit more, and his win over Joaquin Buckley was very good. I liked how he looked against Joaquin Buckley, and his loss to Shane Strickland is not bad. It's not that bad. It's recent, though. But I think a guy like Shane Strickland probably beats both of them again. But we don't know. Maybe Nassourdine Imavov has a chance to win that in the rematch, because we know that it was at a catch weight, and Shane Strickland had a lot of weight on him. So give me Nassourdine Imavov, the Russian sniper, to win this fight by 3rd round TKO or unanimous decision. Preferably unanimous decision, 29-28. Let's go. Fares Zam versus Matt Frevola. Number 20 versus number 32, guys. Zaim is a killer, guys. His last loss was to Terrence McKinney, submission, rear naked choke. He just got bullied, and he just got bullied, ran right through, guys. This fight might either go 15 minutes or it might end in the first round. No ifs and buts about it. He lost to Benoit Saint-Denis, Matt Frevola by KO, head kick. Brutal KO, guys. Brutal KO. He was running away from Matt Frevola, and then he got hit with the head kick and fell. And then he lost to Terrence McKinney by KO. It's crazy, bro, because if we run that back, let's run it back. Let's run it back against Terrence McKinney one more time. Terrence McKinney gets knocked out, I think. Maybe he gets the knockout again. But a guy like Matt Frevola got put out in 7 seconds against a guy like Terrence McKinney 3 years and 3 months ago. He hasn't been that active. He's fought Valdez, KO. Ottman Azaitar, KO. And then Judobri KO'd him. And then against Benoit Saint-Denis, he lost 10 months ago. Brutal. That's fine. 11-4-0 for Matt Frevola. Saim's definitely going to try to take this fight to the ground. France, 27 years old, 34 years old. A lot of people. Matt Frevola's minus 138 favorite. Fares Zaim is the plus 108 underdog. 6'1" to 5'9", 75 inch reach to 71. Everybody has Frevola to win this fight by KO. I like Zaim here. I like him to take a guy like Matt Frevola down and to control him. But We don't know if he's going to be able to do that. We don't know if he can control him for 15 minutes. And we don't know if Mafrovola gets back up. He looks, phenomenal. He knocks him out in the first round. Smile killer is either going to be the steamroller first round KO or it's going to be a boring, lackluster decision. I'm going to go Zaim, guys. It's the early prediction, so I need all your guys' help. Let me know if you guys have Mafrovola and if you took him already. He's a -138. As we get closer to the main event, I can break down the odds because they show on my bookie. But next week, guys, we're going to be breaking down every single fight with every single odd. As we go on in this fight, you guys can probably look on your bookie. You guys probably have the odds already, but some fights aren't up yet. So give me Zaim to win this fight, guys, by 29-28 unanimous decision. I'm taking a little bit of a Hail Mary here because Mafrovola is a brutal finisher. He's a guy who finishes you in the first round or he's either going to finish you in the first round or he's going to lose by decision. I don't think he's going to get finished by Zaim. I think if anybody has the finishing upside, guys, it's Mafrovola. I'm taking a little bit of a risk pick, but I'm going to go Zaim to win this fight, guys, by 29-28 unanimous decision for now. Nothing in this fight, though, he beat Claudio Puelles, he beat Jai Herbert, he beat, he's getting a little bit better in the division. I think age has to take into consideration. 27 years old, younger fighter, France on his side. Give me Zaim to win this fight, guys, by a wrestling clinic. Maybe not, though. Maybe he gets knocked out in the first round. William Gomis versus Joe Anderson Brito. Joe Anderson Brito was supposed to face off against Dan Ige. That would have been a phenomenal fight. This is an amazing card, amazing stacked card for France. William Gomis, the Jaguar versus Tubarro. 13-2-0 for William Gomis. 17-3-1 for Brito. France versus Brazil. I like it, bro. I've seen a bunch of Brazilians versus France. It's like these guys go to war every day. Every Saturday, these guys go to war against each other. Brazil and France are at war because this entire card is Brazilians versus France. 27 years old versus 29 years old. 146, 6'0" to 5'8", 73-inch reach to 72. Joe Anderson Brito is known for that knockout power. He's known for that finish against Andre Fili. Knocked him out brutally 2 years ago. Lucas Alexander submission. Weston Wilson KO. Jonathan Pierce submission. Ninja choke, bro. How many times do you see ninja choke? We saw one with Brendan Allen against Marzvar Evloev. No, not Brendan Allen. Allen. Is it actually Brendan Allen? Bro, what's the guy Marzvar Evloev versus Brendan? It's Brendan Allen, right? Sorry, guys. I can't remember, guys. Yeah, I believe it's Brendan Allen. It's because I'm getting confused because of the co-main event. Yeah, it's Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen shot a ninja choke, guys. He shot a very nice ninja choke on a guy like Marzvar Evloev. Showed that he is there and he's an issue for anybody. I like it when people throw ninja chokes because it shows that they have very good BJJ. That's what I wanted to make sure. That I went off into a tangent, but when you throw a ninja choke, it means you have very good BJJ and you're confident in your BJJ. And if you could get one in your career, that's very impressive because that's very hard to do. 27 years old for Gomis, 145, 6'0" to 5'8". Gomis is going to be the taller fighter, the longer fighter, trains at MMA Factory versus Shoot the Box. We know Shoot Box. We don't know how good Shoot the Box has been doing. Maybe they could be. They're not as good as Fighting Nerds right now, but Shoot the Box is a very good gym. MMA Factory is a very good gym as well. 1-inch reach advantage, but the height is going to be very discrepant. A guy like William Gomis loves to win a decision. He has very good finishes by KO, ground and pound, but majority decision split, and then KO high kick against Yanis Gimori. A body kick. Francis Marshall was a very good fight. It showed me a lot about William Gomis, but it showed that he can go to a split decision, and it's going to be a little weird if he goes to split decision. He's very timid, lack of output. I think a guy like Joe Anderson Brito is going to be able to definitely finish this fight inside the distance. If he can't, he might gas out, and William Gomis can win the second and third round, but he's ranked number 15 for a reason. And when you're going against number 46 in the world, guys, and you have a bunch of finishes over top echelon of the division, I think he's going to get a brutal KO finish over a guy like William Gomis. Personally, it could be KO or submission. I like the double chance. I'll definitely take that. But I'm going to go KO because I got to make a pick. I'm going to go KO first round. Give me Joe Anderson Brito to win this fight by first round KO, guys, if not submission. He has a lot of finishes. Pay attention to where his finishes happen. Right here, round 2, round 1, at the end of round 1, round 2. So, I'm going to go round 2. I know I said first round KO. I'm going to go round 2 KO. If not, he wins this fight by unanimous decision. Give me Joe Anderson Brito to win this fight, guys. And upset France. Let's go Brazil. But are we going Brazil for the main event, guys? Are we going Brazil for the main event? I took a lot of time talking about this fight, yip-yapping, but we're finally here. Renato Moicano versus Benoit Saint. Renato Moicano versus Benoit Saint-Denis, the God of War versus money, Moicano. This is the guy who was saying Raul Rosas Jr. looks ugly as hell. 19-5-1 for Renato Moicano, 13-2-0 for Benoit Saint-Denis. Benoit Saint-Denis' last loss was the Dustin Poirier. Brutal, that was so satisfying. Oh my god, that was so good to watch, bro. It was so good to watch this guy get knocked the fuck out. It was good. Benoit Saint-Denis, prior to that, got a head kick KO, Thiago Moises KO, Ismael Bonfim submission, and Gabriel Miranda. Who remembers when this guy, Benoit Saint-Denis, was talking so much crap, and he was like, I'm going to finish Dustin Poirier. It's time that he gets out with the old generation, in with the new generation. I'm going to be the first one to shut up Dustin Poirier, all that stuff. 28 years old for Benoit Saint-Denis. Renato Moicano's 35 years old. That's actually kind of sad, because we're not going to have Money Moicano for that long. Who knows how long we're going to have him, and if he ever has another title run, or if he ever has a title run. Ranked number 10 in the lightweight division versus number 12. Very good matchmaking by the evil matchmakers like Sheen Shelby and all those guys. 35 years old, 28 years old, 5'11 to 5'11, 72 and 73. God of War versus Money Moicano. Everybody has Saint-Denis by finish. Everybody. I've seen a bunch of predictions, guys. I've seen almost every single prediction video that there's been out there, and everybody's going Benoit Saint-Denis. I like Moicano, though. I like the fact that he gets dropped by a guy like Jalen Turner. He gets dropped by Jalen Turner, and then he looks at him, and then he wraps him up, and then he gets a good ground and pound KO. It shows a lot of people are afraid of his BJJ, and they're afraid to follow up. Maybe Jalen Turner was just trying to get a walk-off KO, but it showed that Renato Moicano, also in his Drew Dober fight, faces through a lot of adversity, and he's able to win this fight through his hard grit. He's able to win this fight, maybe not sometimes because he's the better fighter, but because he's more the grittier fighter. When it gets dirty, when it gets gritty, when it gets messy, when it gets bloody, when it gets time to quit, a guy like Renato Moicano doesn't quit. When it gets dirty, when it gets messy, when it gets hard, oh, I have staph infection, let me just get knocked out. I did not like how I did not like how Benoit Saint-Denis looked against Dustin Poirier. His striking was terrible, atrocious. Maybe you could blame it on staph infection. Terrible striking. Just fighting inside the pocket, just shooting relentless takedowns, telegraph takedowns on a guy like Dustin Poirier. Obvious takedowns. Dustin Poirier's jumping the ghillie a bunch of times. And fraud checked this guy. Bad. He fraud checked a guy like Benoit Saint-Denis. Bad. And it showed that Benoit Saint-Denis is nowhere near the top echelon of the division. But if somebody's going to get close to the top 5, guys, I don't think it's going to be Renato Moicano. And it's going to be a guy like Benoit Saint-Denis. A lot of people have him to finish this fight inside the distance. And rightfully so. Because Renato Moicano is chinny. He gets dropped a bunch of times. And his notable wins against Brad Riddell, Drew Dober, and Jalen Turner, he's faced a lot of adversity, if not get hurt early and then gets the finish. When we look at that fight, though, he won against decision against Drew Dober. If he's not able to finish you, he's going to grind out a decision, grind out on top of you, and grind out the hard-fought 25 minutes. This is a 5-round fight, so we have to pay attention to that. 5 rounds of absolute hell. I think this fight ends inside the distance. I don't see this fight going the distance. If you have Moicano, go Moicano by sub. But, guys, oh, my God, bro. When I look at Benoit Saint-Denis, bro, you never know what you're going to get. It's like rolling a dice, bro. You never know what you're going to get with a guy like Benoit Saint-Denis. And his last loss was by decision unanimous to Zheleznyakova. That's fine, guys. He's lost to the best of the best in his division. Ismael Bonfim, rear naked choke, round 1. Gabriel Miranda, right hook, guys. I think as much as I like Money Moicano and I love watching his podcast with Gilbert Burns and all of them, I'm going to go Benoit Saint-Denis, guys, to win this fight, guys, by a 2nd or 3rd round KO. For some reason, guys, I want Money Moicano to win, and maybe I make a pig flip later on in the week. But I think Benoit Saint-Denis is going to be too much for a guy like Renato Moicano, and he's going to finish him inside the distance and hurt him. The only thing is, if he follows a guy like Renato Moicano to the ground, He's going to be in for a rude awakening, guys. And he's going to be there for a long time. He might even get control for the entire round. If a guy like Renato Moicano takes your back, he's going to have that the leg lock. He's going to lock his legs. He's going to take your back. He's going to just work. He's going to work like he worked with Judober. He's going to just work. A guy like Renato Moicano doesn't quit. And that's what I love to see from these guys from Coconut Creek, Florida. Comes from a great gym, American Top Team. In my opinion, I think American Top Team is way better than the gym that Benoit Saint-Denis trains at, but we don't know any insider information. With all that being said, guys, I'm going the God of War to win this fight, guys, by second round KO. I think Renato Moicano gets dropped, and I think there's only so many times that you can get away with it. You know, it's kind of like Charles Oliveira. You know, he gets dropped, and then he waits for the guy to come into his guard. How many times are you going to get away with that, you know? Especially at 35 years old in the lightweight division. It's not known for a guy like 35 to be at the top of the division. Although Dustin Poirier's at the top, Justin Gaethje at the top, Oliveira's at the top. You can argue that 35 is your prime for the lightweight division. But with all that being said, guys, a win over Benoit Saint-Denis would be phenomenal for Renato Moicano and would start an amazing title run. So I would love for Renato Moicano to win this fight, and I think he has a very good chance to win this fight. I just have to do a little bit more tape study on this fight. Me personally, right now, as I'm speaking, I'm going Benoit Saint-Denis with all the tape study that I've done. Lately, I watched the Zheleznyakova fight. I watched all of the last 5 fights on both sides. But when I say I need to do more tape study, that means I need to go more deeper to the regional scene. So I'm going to go Benoit Saint-Denis, guys. I think he has very notable finishes, guys. And I think maybe if he didn't have staph infection against Dustin Poirier, he probably would have beat Dustin Poirier, or he would have looked a lot better against Dustin Poirier. I don't see a guy like Renato Moicano putting up a fight like that against Dustin Poirier and arguably winning. He won the first round against Dustin Poirier. So with all that being said, guys, I'm going to be taking Benoit Saint-Denis. I think he has a higher ceiling. I think he's already faced the toughest loss of his career. The toughest loss of his career is right now. Benoit, his toughest loss was to Dustin Poirier. You're not going to get a hard loss than that. There's nobody that's going to give you a tougher fight than Dustin Poirier, in my opinion, in the lightweight division, other than a hard grappler in the top 5. That Dustin Poirier fight was a perfect fight for him, and I think it's going to make a notable. It's going to be a notable check in his career, because not only is he going to get a lot better from here, but he's going to turn into a phenomenal athlete, and I believe he builds another win streak after he beats a guy like Renato Moicano. I'm going to go Benoit Saint-Denis, second round TKO, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the video, guys. Longer video than usual, guys. But we back. I had a bad dream, but we back. See you guys in the next one, guys. Let's get it. The best is blessed. Like the fucking video.